tried to kill me today. I guess I feel like if it wasn't cold, I probably would have been fine. But since it was cold and I don't do this much cardio, I had that second round. I did not. The second round I did not complete it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Man, welcome back to the channel, man. Today here, I'm in Atlanta with a friend of mine from Grambling, Mr. Brandon Hall. So, Brandon, I know you're a trainer. I know you just got me in with this hard workout, and then it's cold too. So, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, man. Just tell the people, tell us about yourself, man. What you got going on?
My name is Brandon Hall. Like Becky said, been a trainer for over 10 years at this point. I'm a regional director for a company called Gladiator. Been with the company now for about 8 years. Pretty much started about a year after college. Started off in Dallas, Texas. Grew my little Dallas market, South Dallas market, and then now I'm in Atlanta, growing our Atlanta market right now. So it's been a fun ride over the last 8 years.
So how did you get started in the Camp Gladiator business or training?
So I did an internship when we were at Graham. I did an internship with Cooper Fitness Center, which is based out of Dallas, Texas, North Dallas specifically, and kind of fell in love with the fitness side. We were both, in that Kines program, but truly fell in love with the fitness component when it got certified. And one of the girls I interned with actually went to ULM, and she started with Camp Gladiator maybe 2 or 3 months after we both graduated. Told me about it, and I was like, man, I'm good. I'm doing my own thing. And after about 6 or 7 months of her just kind of being persistent, I finally went out to one of the workouts, kind of fell in love with the program itself, the creativity, being able to really just make it your own. And from there, I kind of just been locked in ever since, and just been learning as I go. The teamwork component is huge, constantly growing from a fitness standpoint, from a business standpoint, and now from a leadership standpoint. So it's been super rewarding.
So your love for fitness grew on your internship, not because you played sports?
I always had it. It was always there, but just truly it was always me, right? When I'm getting better because I'm trying to get faster, stronger, et cetera, et cetera. But having to transfer, my passion into someone else and get them to see that particular change, before and afters, and going from, we worked with some older clientele at my internship, and them going from, being hunched over and literally 5'8" to us being able to kind of really open them up. And now this guy that used to be 6'1" is now 5'10", and he's slowly getting back to, being able to stand up tall, almost from like a physical therapy standpoint, was kind of fascinating to see over, 6, 7, 8 month period.
And so just on the fitness side of it, you were able to help elderly. See, like Brandon, like after college, I did my internship with Anytime Fitness. So that's how I fell in love with the fitness side of it. But you know what I'm saying, we just being athletes, that was just something that we always had to work out. See, I played football, Brandon played baseball at Graham, so we knew each other. We was in the same circle sometimes. So that's how I know him, and that's how we got to get to know each other. But the fact that, sports took us to fitness, man, that's I can enjoy that, because I did weight loss at any time, and I did that for 2 or 3 years. But I actually fell in love with fitness, I would say 2015, 2016, and it was different. So, do you have a training obsession, like when you're training your clients, or do you find motivation through your clients, or like what keeps you wanting to get better, like you said?
Sure. I would say more so from the technical side, the technicality side. I'm actually working on my CSCS right now. It was something I was pursuing when I first kind of, before my internship, I was actually looking to go the strength conditioning way, right? Okay. That's what we were used to, right? Coach Stallworth and everybody else back in the day. That's what we were kind of used to. That's what I was used to. And then moving into the kind of general population, it kind of shifted. But now I want to go back into getting my CSCS, and so just the technicality and the science behind what it is that we do. That's kind of where my obsession is, and where it has been over the last, so many years.
Okay, for anybody who doesn't know, explain what that is.
So it's probably one of our most top tier certifications in the fitness industry. In order to be a strength and conditioning coach, you know, for most colleges, you know, any national, you know, from the NFL to the NBA, like pretty much you have to have your CSCS. It's kind of the gold standard. So it's top tier, and it's one of our hardest programs, and harder certs within our program. So definitely something that I want to just have as a notch on my belt.
Okay. So when it comes to as far as just, you know, I know you have the workouts. I know people always think, man, working out is hard, but it's really not working out that's hard. It's for me and what I've learned throughout, because I was a nutritionist for a couple years when I was doing my internship. I had to do that and learn the nutrition part of it. That's the hardest part, and people don't understand that. So when you guys are training, you guys have your clients on like nutrition programs, and just basically how is your diet? I know we were talking about it briefly before, but like, how do you transfer what you're doing with them and then what you're doing for yourself?
That's a good question. So in this space, we're in a very unique space. So, you know, back in Dallas before moving to Atlanta, you know, I would be training anywhere from 30 to 65 people on a consistent basis, right? And so it's to truly like have individual focus and a custom nutrition and meal plan for each individual person was never really in my expertise, and so I typically try to stay away from it as much as I could. I did have you know, peers in the industry that were registered dietitians and whatnot, and so I would typically push them in that direction. Now, you know, typical guidance, right? Staying away from certain things was always kind of things I would discuss, making sure you get enough water, staying hydrated, get enough sleep, the recovery type components. But I would typically stay away from the nutrition side just because that was not my expertise. But from my end, I actually shifted to the pescatarian realm late last year, and just wanted to try it out. You know, nutrition. It wasn't as hard. No, I'm not doing it anymore. I did it for about 10 months. And I really wanted to just see, like, hey, can I do this for a specific point of time, or a specific point of time? And so, like, in the fitness industry, in regards to nutrition, everything is about consistency, right? And so, can I do this for 10 or 12 months, and what kind of change will I see? I lost a little bit of weight. Just in the beginning, I was learning how to eat, making sure I get my calorie intake, and that was kind of an adjustment.
Hard.
It's hard.
Calories in seafood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was difficult. It was definitely a challenge. But once I got that, things started to kind of pick up. I lost weight, and then I started to pick weight back up. And I was also training for a half in the beginning of that time. So on top of that, I was losing
you gonna
as
lose weight
well. For sure.
Anyway,
for sure. So I dropped like maybe 25 pounds, and then slowly started to kind of put that back on.
So you're not doing
no more half.
Okay.
That's done. That's done.
Okay.
And no more of the pescatarian realm. But I have stayed away from a lot of red meats since then. I did incorporate chicken back into my diet, ground turkey, things like that. But I have stayed away from pretty much the red meat.
Yeah. I know we was talking about it briefly earlier. That I was going to these bodybuilding shows, and man, I see people in their 60s competing, and when I see that, man, it lets me know I can do it. For sure, it lets me know that I can do it. So for you, I know we talked about it briefly. Is there anything that you want to do? I know you said you want to work on the movements of bodybuilding, but it's not something you don't want to compete or anything like that.
Nah, I don't definitely don't want to compete. But there's so many different sectors of training, right? There's the athletic performance side, there's the general population side, there's the weight loss side, there's the bodybuilding physique competition side, right? And so I want to just be very well rounded, and that is a area that I don't have just extreme expertise in, and I would love to kind of just have a true understanding of the isolated movements and volume and things like from that perspective.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest part for me, and I'm glad you said that, because it is different types of fitness, which is like you said, you got the general population, you got your athletes. That's why one reason why I wanted to do this, because everybody has a different story. Like I've interviewed I know you guys remember the interview with Rome. He's a strength and conditioning coach at Period and then. And then I asked my second interview with a bodybuilding couple. Both of them have won shows. You know what I'm saying? Then I did another one just with some trainers. You know, and then I want to get so many different sides because everybody has their own unique story. So, what you got coming up for 2021, man? I know you guys. I know you're trying to expand. So, what's next for Camp Gladiator in 2021?
So we're actually launching a couple of markets here pretty soon. We're launching our Phoenix market. We're launching our San Diego market here pretty soon, as well as our South Florida market. So West Palm, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Here in Atlanta specifically, we're just basically trying to expound upon what we've done in 2020. So we started in January 2020, right before COVID hit, and that was a huge blow. A lot of what we had planned and the goals we had set just basically kind of went out the window, right? Like with most businesses. And so our leadership team, we pivoted and literally went the virtual route. The virtual route was kind of in our 5-year plan, but we pivoted with the virtual route, and we were still able to grow during COVID. So that was a huge blessing for us. Our Atlanta team, we actually are the fastest growing outside market in company history. And that was during the COVID year, right? So imagine if COVID wasn't a thing, right? And so, it's the future is bright for our team here. And so now it's just, continuing to grow, continue to bring on amazing trainers. We're doing a development series right now from a product standpoint, always trying to get better on the field. We do this once every 5 weeks, just as an Atlanta team. We do the big workout we get you just participating in, and we spend some time after to kind of talk product and get better, right? So,
see, y'all got a lot going on. So how do clients get in touch with y'all as far as wanting to be a part of it?
For sure. So we always have, if you go to our website, campgladiator.com, we have 1 week free trials for the virtual side as well as for the in-person side. So right now we're all over Texas. We're in Shreveport, Natchitoches, and Lafayette, Louisiana. We're in Denver, Colorado. We are in North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte. We're in Florida, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, Atlanta, of course. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. And so if you're not in any of those markets, we do have the virtual component. Jeff, who you worked out with this morning, told me he just got someone signed up from Japan.
I love people walk into it because the passion behind it, people don't understand, like, you have to be consistent to continue to be better and continue to grow and continue to just keep your body in the shape that you want it. And don't get me wrong, like today, being outside and it's cold, it's not what I do. I'm in the gym, I'm lifting heavy weights, I'm into bodybuilding, but for me, like this right here was different. But at the same time, it's still fitness. I still love it. Don't get me wrong, I'm tired. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go eat. But I appreciate it because, just to see different parts of fitness, man, that you guys actually have going on. So it's good to see that. It's good to know that you guys are taking care of your bodies and trying to help you take care of them. Like you said before, about the old guy you were talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know who you're going to impact and how you're going to impact their lives. And that's one thing I love about fitness. There's also with, I would say, with doctors and nurses and people like that, you can impact people in so many different ways. But I appreciate you sitting down with me, Brandon. And so, anybody who's seen my show before, man, anybody who comes to my show, man, this is my brand. Blackfit is my brand. I got a few little more modifications I got to do to get it finished the trademark. But since this is called A Different Breed, Brandon, this is a shirt for you.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir.
So after just talking to Brandon and just seeing what he was doing, I knew he was doing big things, man. So I wanted to give him this shirt. So anybody who comes on my show, I give them a different breed shirt because I feel like whenever you can impact somebody's life in a positive light, you're a different breed of animal because some people are just out here for the money. And when you're into fitness, sometimes it's not just the money. It's because you love it. And because you have to keep calling your clients. You have to stay on them. You got to make sure they show up. And sometimes that right there in itself is a job.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
It's a job.
100%.
So, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode of A Different Breed. Please like, share, and subscribe.